Right now on your news channel, live at 6, Memorial Day ceremonies recognize the service and sacrifice of members of the United States military. We'll hear from local veterans on what it all means to them. Sliding towards summer on the Central Coast, Mustang Water Park opens in Arroyo Grande. And a housing market update shows a cooling trend when looked at across the country. Your news channel live at 6 starts right now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys, your news channel starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to your news channel live at 6. I'm Scott Hennessy. CJ and Beth are off tonight. More than 1,000 people came out to the Santa Barbara Cemetery for a Memorial Day event with music, patriotic speeches, and 2 special aerial presentations. News Channel senior reporter John Palminteri was there. And John, this was one of the largest crowds to attend.
Yeah, the American flags were everywhere around the Santa Barbara Cemetery this morning at 11 a.m. for a ceremony that brought more than 1,000 people out to this location. There were flags on all the graves of those who served in the armed forces, and it was full of patriotism, and it was an event that many people said it was one that they never miss. Patriotic music set the tone for the Memorial Day remembrance at the Santa Barbara Cemetery that gave all who attended time to pause and reflect on the ultimate sacrifice soldiers who fought and died gave us for our freedoms. The event by the Pierre Clysons Veterans Foundation and the Veterans of Foreign Wars post-1649 also featured a special release of White Doves during the Star-Spangled Banner.
And the home of the brave.
Each branch of the military was asked to stand as their theme was played. Overhead, several times, a special flyover of vintage warplanes took place. A U.S. Marine Brigadier General recalled the inscription you can find at the Graves of the Unknown at the Normandy American Cemetery, which was established June 8, 1944, in France.
Walk through this panorama of sacrifice, duty, honor, bravery, pain, sorrow. Your chest tightens and tears start to flow. It will make your heart ache for the mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, sons and daughters who never got to see their loved ones come home.
Both those who attended and those who spoke here said it was one of the most patriotic and well-attended that they had ever seen.
It makes me feel good because it means that they remember the fallen, and they appreciate what they did for the freedom of this country.
The event also recognized those going into the military through the UC Santa Barbara ROTC program.
Like to put this uniform on is definitely for all the people out here and all the service members, present, past, and the future. We do it for the sons and daughters that are coming up.
The event instilled a solid reminder of the losses in wars, but the size of the turnout showed a strong patriotism and a message to never forget.
It's very important that we never forget that there are so many who lost something so that we could gain, and that's what it means to me, and I'm glad to see it means that to more and more people. Many of those who attended the event wore their military uniforms or a shirt and a hat from the armed forces branch that they served in. Then afterwards, they went over to the Veterans Memorial Building in Santa Barbara where there was a chili cook-off. Reporting live in Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter John Palminteri.
Thank you very much, John. Memorial Day Port Hueneme style included a paddle out. The Memorial Day service began on the Port Hueneme Pier. Navy Sea cadets dropped a memorial wreath into the ocean. That's where ocean lifeguards picked it up and put it in the middle of their paddle out ceremony. This was Port Huenemi's first ceremony on the pier and beach. It included music and remarks by the commander of the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station Ventura.
I'd like to thank everyone in the audience here today for prioritizing Memorial Day and being here. Today we remember and honor the men and women who've made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our great nation. It's not some abstract day of remembrance for the 1.2 million men and women who've given their lives since the Revolutionary War. America, America.
March.
The Channel Air Chorus also performed. Special guests included the sheriff and dozens of local veterans and their families. Some people fishing off the pier enjoyed the ceremony too. All right, let's talk weather now as we turn toward the First Alert Weather Center and Evan Vega. Hey, Evan.
Hi, Scott. Not a bad day to be celebrating Memorial Day. Whether you attended a service or you went to spend some time outdoors with friends or family, it was pretty sunny for most of the region, a little cloudy along our coastal areas depending on the time of the day. Here's a look right now at the coast in Santa Barbara with our live Santa Barbara Harbor cam. You can see blue skies and not a cloud in sight right now, and that water looking pretty clear as well. Here's a look at temperatures for Santa Barbara tonight. If you're going to head out maybe for some dinner plans after work at 7 o'clock, it's going to be 63 degrees with temperatures only dropping by a few degrees over the next few hours, staying in that mild range. Even cooler in Santa Maria, starting at 54 at 7 p.m., dropping down to 52 by 9 o'clock. So you're going to want to keep a jacket on hand if you're in the Santa Maria area. Here's a look at your highs for tomorrow in Santa Barbara County. Santa Barbara staying in that mid to high 60 range. Same for Goleta. Cooler in Vandenberg, right around that 65-degree range in Santa Maria, and 10 degrees warmer in San Ynez. Going to be nice and sunny there tomorrow. I will have a full look at your week ahead in my forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott, back to you.
Evan, thanks. It's time to slide into some summer fun in Arroyo Grande. News Channel reporter Tony Almanza shows us what's new at Mustang Water Park.
Memorial Day is day 3 of the park's opening weekend for the summer this year.
Opening weekend compared to last year, we were up about 20%. Weather was great.
The park has 8 brand new cabanas open to guests. Parents say they love the new cabanas near the kiddie pool area.
We updated our menu and our snack bar. We added things like chicken nuggets and tater tots and pizza. And the feedback from that's been phenomenal.
Owners say this will be a big year for them based on this year's opening weekend.
We really bring in quality staff. Like I said, we have here at the park, we have 60 staff members who are all majority locals. It's really kind of a family park, and we're keeping it that way. You know, keep people feel safe when their kids are out here because the lifeguards are attentive to it.
Some visitors have been coming to the park since they were kids and brought their own kids for the first time.
I grew up coming here. We went here for school trips, but this is their first time, and we bought season passes, so I think they're going to want to come all summer.
Mustang Water Park opens 7 days a week starting June 8th through Labor Day, with more open weekends through September.
The weather is instrumental. You know, obviously the sunnier it is, more people are excited about coming out and jumping in the water and getting on the slides and things, and just the overall spirit of everybody. But with the lake being full, there's a lot of activity out here for people, so the lake will bring people out as well, and then we get that as a secondary byproduct. It's wonderful out here with the beautiful weather.
In Arroyo Grande, I'm News Channel reporter Tony Almanza.
Well, spring is typically the time of year when most homes are put on the market. That's because it allows families to close and move out in time for the upcoming school year in the fall. But this year was a much cooler spring market than in years past. Jen Sullivan looks at why home sales nationwide are down.
If you're looking to buy a home, you've likely noticed it's a tough market. Interest rates are high, and so are home prices, and that's led to a lag in home sales.
It's been a very unique situation.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says home sales are at a 30-year low, and there are a few different reasons why.
There's not enough inventory, so the buyers are left with so few choices.
With fewer homes on the market, it means more competition, so buyers are forced to pay more. In April, the median home sale price was $407,600. That's 5.7% higher than a year ago, according to the National Association of Realtors. And prices have gone up in all 4 regions of the U.S.
We are hitting all-time high in terms of home prices.
Interest rates are also rising. According to Bankrate.com, the current average 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate was 7.08% as of Memorial Day. Yoon says buyers, though, can always refinance when rates do go down.
There is some cost involved, but it is not an astronomical cost to refinance downward.
There is some good news. Because the spring market was so low, Yoon predicts more homes will come on the market in the fall and winter as homeowners look to finally sell. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, you don't have to go to Jurassic Park to see dinosaurs. Experts now say evidence is conclusive that a type of dinosaur has been with us all along. That's still ahead.
Warm temperatures on the way. I have a look at your week ahead when we come back.
And the Vatican hosted the first ever World Children's Day there. Learn more about the cause after the break.